It's
I know my
It's worse.
Did you enjoy vacation?
There you go, downhill.
We just had a quick trip to see my,
Are we recording already?
Yes.
his dad.
We have any
Yeah, I got it all
Okay.
right here. I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't want to
it's-
spread it all out.
So
when
you're
everybody was sitting there.
I just want to give, it's not, okay, if not, then let's sit this off.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Done.
Let you get some paperwork together.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure.
Basically, all of this here is yours. I put a couple of notes on things, like this was an ordinance from last time, but everybody didn't sign it. Adam was the only one that signed it. So a couple of those things are just like follow up.
Let the, yours, yours.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, yours like this.
I have every intention of good scoot and we'll get right out of here, so I figured I'd make it quick and easy.
You tell me what.
Thank you.
I know, when she gets all forward. She doesn't want to straight to me, straight to me. So.
And if it be either me, like Saturday morning or something like that.
Oh, no, we're not getting wrong.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I meant after. There's no hurry on my part. I just want to make sure we're moving forward for you guys.
I edited,
Huh?
I edited the formatting of that agenda that you sent, made some changes to it, sent it back. It would be great if we could use that going forward.
Hang on. I didn't even get one.
Okay.
I didn't know that you
Is this the new format?
changed it. No,
Yes,
It is?
no, that's not the new format.
yes, with the footer at the bottom,
I put the footer at the bottom.
that's what I'm saying, but I made some changes to it, and I sent it
The
back.
footer itself?
No, the electronic, you don't have, it's not printed. I made changes to the electronic copy that you sent me.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect.
I need your signature on that. That's from last meeting to do getting that stuff out of the way before we start this meeting so that I don't have to crisscross this with her.
Is that the ordinance?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
If he talks that fast, I'm in a carpal tunnel because I'm taking notes by hand today.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen that fast, so just bear with me. We'll get going here in a second. Okay, just trying to get in order. I think there was just the one page, but there, Trina, that needed to take all the signatures from last meeting, or just the one?
I think that's the only one, yeah.
Okay.
It was still down in the meeting folder, so I figured we'd get it.
All right. You ready, Steve?
Yes, I am.
Where'd Angelo go? Where'd he
Left.
Where'd he go?
Why is on out the
He
door?
Hey, car going.
He left.
He left. He left.
Did he think that was a board meeting?
He's a brand new attorney. They just hired him. They didn't even take him. John's out on a
Oh, that's your
disposition.
attorney?
Yeah.
That's one of John's new attorneys.
One of his.
John's on a disposition and the other one's just selling.
He was like, oh, that was really
If you two can't contain yourself, I will have the police remove you from the meeting.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
All right,
That's funny.
okay, he's gone, so the attorney's out, so let's get this thing going. Let's call the meeting to order, July 8, 2025, time is 7:03. You'll all stand with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Steve, you want to do the invocation?
Yes, okay, I'll do that. Dear Lord, we thank you for this time together. Give us wisdom. Show us what you would have us do to improve this community, move it forward in the way you would have that done. Pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. All right, you call the roll, Trina.
Okay. Adam Jones.
Here.
Steve Brogan.
Here.
Brandy Hurley. Here. And Bill Walters.
Here. All right, I have two sets of minutes. We have the public hearing on the sanitation rate from June 10, 2025. And we also have the regular minutes.
Right.
So
I move that we accept the minutes as is. For both, well, we have to do each meeting separately.
yeah, I would go ahead and have them separate. The 6:10 regular meeting.
Okay, 6:10 regular meeting.
I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
I second that.
Any changes or corrections? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Special or public hearing sanitation rates for June 10th, 2025 to 6:30. Need a motion on those?
Make a motion, we approve those as written.
I'll second it.
The first and second, any discussion, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved.
Pardon me.
I didn't know if you still had the copy of the DCRWD report that Tom sent to all of us, so I printed it and put it in there with your stuff.
Got it. Okay,
So,
did everybody see a copy of the regional wastewater? I mean, everything's good. You guys know I'm the president of it. There's no issues, none that I've seen, or I've been notified on. Everything's been done. We're looking at a couple different areas. We're looking at that interceptor right now, the line going all the way across. We're looking at it as the regional wastewater, but that's just a project that we're talking about with some extra money from some CDs that we're rolling, but I'll keep the board abreast of that if we move forward on that, but other than that, everything's going good there.
Bill, I have just a quick question.
Yes, sir.
Kind of related to that, not really. All the work that's being done to tear the streets up, it's like, who's doing that?
You're jumping all over the place, but Brad, if you would address, please.
Miller Pipeline,
Or
gas.
gas?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Revenue, this is a claim docket, okay. I need this one reviewed. Adam and Steve, I guess all of us. Did everybody get a chance to look at the claim docket while we're reviewing the payroll and the other? Everybody look at it online?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions, concerns?
Nope.
Then I would, hang on, I'm getting there.
Do you usually do a motion for that, and you have to do like the
Yes,
amount?
the amount.
Yeah, that's what I'm going there.
He's looking.
No, that's what, I'm just making sure that that's what I need to do.
I've got a claim docket and would entertain a motion to pay the claim docket for $237,726.04.
I make that motion?
I've got a first, do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion, questions? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Opposed? Claim docket approved. Signatures, please, don't go back the other
I think-
way.
I think everybody.
We're good.
We're good, going that way, okay. Sorry, went the wrong way.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take just a breath here. He's going through the other ones. Revenue detail history and the financial report, payroll distribution. Let's see. Hayes and Son, that's the ordinance.
I'm sorry, I
It's all right. No,
didn't remember
I
which
just have,
way.
I'm just digging through.
It's normal procedure.
Takes just a minute here to get through all of these.
Here, so if the commissioners look,
Yeah. You took mine?
yeah.
It's all right.
I should have caught this
I'm just giving you a hard time.
way before July. We allocated nothing for Christmas. And that should have happened.
We never do. The Christmas party line was a donations line that the police used to raise money for, but now that it's a full town thing, we just use money from best interest of the town.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, and then whatever other donations we get.
All right.
That
Um,
makes sense.
This initiative.
What? State Road 67 corridor tip. beginning current 150. Trina, did you see the appropriation report, or do you have one?
No, I just gave you that copy, I'm sorry.
Well, no, sorry, I'll ask. Okay, good. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, so we didn't like appropriate the amount, so
We didn't
this is gonna show up like weird. So this is like the appropriation line, but it is not like appropriated.
So the other one will look the same?
Yes, yeah, the
Okay.
Daleville tip one.
Because this is money that came in on the June balance that we haven't.
If you don't like appropriate the amount that you're gonna spend out of that one each year, the same way you do like your general fund and all that, so the numbers are always gonna look wonky as far as like negative and unexpended balance and all that.
So we still have 132,000 in there, because there's only, I mean, expenditure was only 3, we started out at 150, so. Is it-
On this one, yes, on the 67 corridor, I think so. No, I mean, keep in mind, whatever she hasn't done the bank rec for or whatever, like, there are some things that may still come after the fact.
So we're not down to 132,000, we're just down to 3,000.
Put more comments in there.
Oh, $1 million. Whoa, $1,332,000.
Feel different?
Yeah, fell a whole lot down. Yeah, because only 3,000 came out, but then we went the other way, so it's just making the appropriation. Okay. Is that good enough, Adam?
And it's just because you guys just created that, like, Daleville one tip fund or whatever, so it just got to be pulled out of the old tip one and moved into
Moved
the
over
other.
there.
Yeah, so those will,
That's
and
fine.
that may already be done based on whatever date that's from. It could have already been done by now.
Gotcha.
I'm taking the time to ask these questions. We don't have much on the agenda.
Heaven forbid we go home to eat.
Okay. Guess the right person that doesn't want to go home.
I love when I'm eating because of an email.
I'm sorry, I had my noise canceling headphones on, so I see something.
No, we're waiting on you.
But is that accurate? Which that can't be accurate.
It can't be just because like if she hasn't like closed out the month when she's reconciled yet, like whatever you guys have just spent out in June.
But it's still.
No, it's not, they,
So
we
look
just had. you're
Look at
looking
your
we-
fund
we
report
started
anyway.
new
Your
line.
fund report is gonna give you more accurate information
Yes.
on what's in there. on the
You'll
fund.
see it on,
I'm just saying it could be. it can't
And
be.
I'm sorry, maybe she doesn't normally print this stuff. I just saw financial reports and printed the ones that I knew how to print.
Yeah.
So I might have just created way more confusion.
state road right here.
We
There's,
did.
according to the fund report, there's
Okay.
98,832.18.
21.2 swing, so.
Yeah, start from 1.4 went to 1.4. But remember, depending on what, like she said, it's what was taken out of there. I guess we would need to wait till she gets back to get an explanation because of what hasn't been taken out of there and what has. Because we started, revenue year to date was $1,459,387. And dispersed through the year, $1,482,186.11. Is that because we moved it to the other?
Yeah, that's why, some of that could have been done just because you moved it from we were just using the one tip and then we split it 67 and Daleville one.
Because see, here's Delville one, and it's got 837,000 in it. See, that's what.
Which that's probably more realistically what your balance is left in that.
And then
Correct.
this one
And
had a
then
98 there, because we
98,000 on
moved that money,
67.
it went into
Yes.
there, and we moved it to here to separate the two tips.
And that
So
is,
now you put those two together. You see what I'm saying? We've still got the two tips, and you got Old Town Junction, which is nothing there,
yeah,
but
nothing.
we've got these two here.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? There's the 1.2.
Okay.
Good?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure we got you satisfied, Dave.
Yeah.
Noise canceling headphones are off? Here
So
we go.
it's frequency specific. anyway.
All right, sanitation.
There's no real update on sanitation. Only thing that would be coming up is we need to identify, for the fall, what our weekend will be, for the town cleanup. But that will probably come in the next month or so.
It's usually October.
Okay. Anything
And
else?
on that, can we try to get one extra dumpster?
You want 4 instead of 3?
Yeah,
Okay.
good stuff.
Where do we,
Where we locate the fourth?
hang on here?
We just have them bring a fourth one and set it at like the town hall location. That's usually the one that I think gets the most
Yeah.
like packed. So I would say,
Two there instead of
yeah.
one?
And
Oh,
there,
okay,
there
yeah,
ain't
double.
more room there.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make that request.
Because that, yeah, we want to do a second one down at the park, that's maybe crowded down there already. I don't think we could.
Okay.
Went down Schaumburg.
It's, you put them all up there at the park and you'll all be on the camera.
All up here, the old town hall.
We got some time to discuss that before we move them in. We can have that, continue that.
Of where we
discussion.
wanna have
Where
them.
we wanna
Yeah,
have
that I
them.
can
like
request
that
before.
idea, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Water. Anything, Brad?
A lot of locates.
Huh?
A lot of locates.
Since we're on it, he's not here, how about streets? Other than we already talked about, we know gas lines going in, what they're doing on Walnut.
Gas lines going in and, also we're hoping here in a couple of days or so, I know about Bronco Drive and the other street, getting it done before school.
Bronco and Elbert.
Bronco and over.
Okay.
Their main priority is to get the Bronco done before they switch over to over.
Anything else, sir?
No.
Okay. P and Z.
There are a few items that I need to bring to John, so need to find out where he is with the 2 proposed ordinances. And then there are 2 housing locations that he is working on to, deem uninhabitable, and we need to check with him to see where he's at on that. Other than that, I mean, that's just, again, I can't say it enough, he's doing a tremendous job. I mean, we had 22, I think, that have been resolved in the past few months, so
Yeah.
tremendous job, thank you.
Yep, good job.
That's a 50/50.
Okay.
Hold on just a second. But take the opportunity, he had, had a question for me at lunch today.
Okay.
And I said that it'd be an excellent time to bring it up at the meeting. About introducing an ordinance or modifying existing about, especially in commercial space, the maintenance of the property when it is not rented out or leased.
Like concentrics for
I was gonna say, it's concentric building.
If it was all lit up and the lights were on the outside, the landscaping was decent, it wouldn't be so bad. It might be more inviting for business owners as they drive by versus just a black hole.
Yeah. You wanna kind of draft up something?
That would be up for you
I mean,
guys
yeah.
to come up
Well, I
with.
meant, is that something you would at least could give us some bullet points on what you think would be appropriate for that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll help with whatever you guys need. I'm just saying that
Well, I
instead of them just going out of business, shutting the
Right.
lights off and that's it.
Why don't, I'll get with the attorney and have him look at currently what's on there and have him make contact with you, Bud, and as far as suggestion or whatever's going on, and then bring something back to us as a board, because we're gonna have to amend or create a new ordinance. Let's see what's on the books and then go from there. How's that? Yeah. Okay, I'll get with the
It's a good
attorney.
idea,
That's
though.
exactly what I said.
Good idea.
Okay. Police.
Liz, I'm gonna hand it over to Jason. Unless you would rather me just start hitting things and then you can fill in the gaps.
You and I have been talking, so I mean, if you wanna hit it, go ahead.
Okay, so we've got a number of things to discuss, and I think that it will prompt a separate meeting for that. But the first one is, Officer Cummings, as you all saw, has put in his resignation, so he is no longer, a paid officer of the town. He is still, doing reserve officer duty.
And he told us he doesn't feel like he can make the academy, so. he's-
So at some point, in the near future, we need to consider replacing the position that Fred was filling in for to begin with. And that was basically our floating position to handle time offs, summers, sick officers, whatever, and then usually additional help with second shift, correct?
Weekends,
And weekends. So, it's getting harder and harder to find, reserve officers that will work weekends that are needed, scheduling, things like that. So that floating position helped out with that. The next one is that, we have our K-9 truck, which is now a backup vehicle, has, an issue that needs to get checked out. That vehicle needs to be operational in the event that something happens with our K-9 vehicle, primary vehicle. I believe it's air conditioning is the issue, correct?
air conditioning and a squeaky noise.
Yeah. Okay.
That's,
If we don't have a vehicle, basically a K-9 vehicle, that puts our K-9 out of service. So what my recommendation is that we get that vehicle checked out, repaired, if it's financially responsible to do so. And then that vehicle should be put either in the Sally Port or wherever and just kept in a backup position. It shouldn't be like a reserve vehicle. It should be backed up as a K-9 vehicle. Next is, we need to get the two pickup trucks that we currently have. We need to get those set up to auction. They are not financially repairable on our end. We've already replaced those vehicles with.
one needs a new engine, one needs a new transmission.
Right. So it's just time to do something with them, get them on Facebook or government auction or whatever we can do with them and get those vehicles moved. And then just food for thought is we need to be prepared in the near future to replace another vehicle. We're chewing through trucks right now, and a lot of them are hanging by a thread.
When you anticipate the need for that, you just guess soon, like we had a month.
I'm hoping we can push it to early next year, but soon.
For the new vehicle,
Yeah.
I don't know if we can push it till next year.
So it sounds like we need it before next year.
Let's take one step, I mean, we got a bunch of elephants here, why don't we go one step at a time, let's get the trucks fixed, repaired, I mean, it seems like you need to get on that and at least get that K-9 done, and the other two, I mean, if you made the decision to move on, then let's.
We have no spare vehicles essentially. So if we hire another officer in the near term, we will have no spare vehicles. So, and the ones that we do have all are, besides the SRO trucks, are already all above 100,000 miles. So it's, we're just getting hit hard, that's all.
Okay, so is there anything you would like to address this evening, or do we need to address? To help get, to get started? Your repairs, you've got maintenance, you can, unless, you don't have a quote on this, so there's.
I
nothing to
don't, we just
approve.
we need to get that in, and then we'll just send an email around when
An
the.
email chain on that.
Yeah, comes out. I think sooner rather than later, we need to set up a meeting to discuss all that in general.
The whole police vehicle situation.
Yeah, situation.
And the officer.
Officer, yes.
So we need to ask for an executive session for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Sounds like we need to have that sooner rather than later.
yeah, but there's a dependency on that. One of the items in the new business.
Oh. I didn't get that far, sorry.
Yeah, so like one before the other type of thing.
Nothing else?
That's it for right now.
And we.
The only other thing that I have, Bubba had got a hold of us about some junk cars. We tagged, I think, 8 cars on Commerce Monday, and we tagged 3 today on Walnut. They have 72 hours to get them fixed, moved, whatever. If not, they'll be towed.
That's it. Thank you.
I've got one thing for you, finishing this up. The fish fries, we should be coming up
It'll
pretty
be in
soon.
November again.
No, okay, so you're gonna push it later in the year again?
We had pretty good turnout in November, and we're gonna try it then again.
You guys do that down to Lee,
No,
That's cool.
like the school.
Nice school.
Okay, there's no one here from the, are you done? Good?
Yep, unless you guys have anything.
No, but we could Bear Shirt Park.
You wanna give a park update? Could you give a park update?
They have not had their meeting yet this month. Theirs is on Monday, next week, the 14th, I think. But we had hands down the biggest turnout we've ever had at the Independence Day event. It was incredible. Tons of people there, mostly really positive feedback about pretty much everything. I mean, you know, the normal parking is inconvenient, that kind of stuff that we can't really do anything about, but we also understand. There were maybe 7 or 8 people, I think, that have told me, based on where they were sitting, I reached out to them and got them some pictures of their location. They could not see the fireworks just because they were pretty down low in the amphitheater. The tree line is pretty high, but I don't know. We live and we learn. It was a good fireworks show. We got a lot of really good feedback about it. There are parts of the park where it wasn't super visible. So we're going to try to adjust that a little bit. I've already talked to Tim about it, the fireworks guy. So we'll just touch base after that. I think we made $2,000 off of the event for the Parks Department after all the miscellaneous stuff. And that's not including, obviously, the redevelopment commission paid for fireworks and the concert. But everything turned out perfectly. And then we have movie night on Friday. We have Cook and Bell coming on Saturday. We have adult night, teen night this month. And then we canceled our concert with Human Error, the band, on July 26th. And instead, we've been able to replace it with Scott Long. He's a comedian. He actually writes for like Frank Caliendo. He's been on Bob and Tom. Pretty neat. So he's coming with an opener. An opener will start at 7 o'clock. So same as the concert window, we'll still do like the beer and wine and all that. So I'm just kind of starting to promote that. Yeah. I don't know what else the park has going on because they haven't had their meeting yet, but event-wise and what we're working on for this month, that's where we stand.
Gotcha. Okay. Move with the park. Sorry? I got the pump we ordered. I gotta go have it redone. The brand new pump we ordered, I gotta go have it rebuilt.
Why?
And bearings locked up in it. I had to change it out.
Was it faulty or was it just, what was the deal there?
I don't know.
Even if it was, it had a 60-day limited warranty. And
60-day
we're just
limited
like
warranty.
4 days
Like
outside of the warranty when it broke.
4 days.
I mean, that might be a little dramatic, but not more than 2 weeks outside of the warranty. So I think we ordered it in the end of April. We received it like the first week of May or something, and installed it then, and then it literally just went out.
And it was the right pump?
Well, it's the it takes a 3-horse pump, but it was actually a 2.5-horse pump. It run, but you can tell the difference if I put this 3-horse pump back on. I'll just take it over to Jim's and have him redo the bearing in it again. I'll use it for backup. It takes about a half hour to change it out.
All right. One thing is another. Okay, jump into new business. Salary ordinance 2024-06C, change to part-time office staff. This, I think, is, you want to go into it? How's it go?
Yeah. It shouldn't have gotten to the point where the request was made, but I'm glad that we're doing it. Is when Heather was brought in, she was brought in to fill a position that I think that she has far exceeded that position. There used to be like an intern that would come in and, you know, basically work while you guys were at lunch and do small tasks. And that position has grown considerably since it was conceived. And the idea behind this ordinance change, salary ordinance change, is to bring Heather up to a reasonable amount, the same as the other part-time employees. So the change is to move from, I believe, $13 an hour to $15 an hour.
Correct.
So I would look for a motion.
I'll look for the motion,
Okay, then I will make what I'm looking for, which is the approval of ordinance 2024-06C as in charter.
So you're making that motion? Okay, I will second the motion.
got a first and a second, any further discussion?
What, budget wise, we have budget to cover that.
Chris, I mean, you're talking $2 on 20, I mean,
Another 1,000 hours for the year. But that's
Yeah, we-
full-time, but she's not full-time.
she's not part-time,
So-
yeah. It's my, yeah,
Just curious.
no problem. All right, any other? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. That's all right, we're done. I just want to make sure we didn't get that out. Hayes and Son quote to repair water damages. This is from the HVAC. I've got it here for Trina. She put it in. The mitigation was $2,419.05. The repair is $2,146.81 for a total of $4,565.86, which we will, are we doing this, or are we turning it into insurance? I don't,
It's
I'm
up to you guys. Nothing had been done yet because I think we were waiting to see what the actual cost was and if you guys wanted to submit it to insurance, if it was something you could cover. I mean, I think we have.
$5,000 deductible.
Yeah.
I think our deductible's like 1,500 or 2,000 maybe, but still, it's not,
Still, do we want to
Yeah.
take the hit for
right.
$4,565.86?
No, but I'd like the construction company to pay for it, but that's me.
Well, let's take one step at a time. So if we're
The
not doing that,
mitigation was on the claim docket, so you guys have approved payment of that one, just because obviously the work's been done.
gotcha, exactly. Do we need,
Is there anything we have to approve?
Yeah, we need to approve the expense.
We approved, didn't we approve up to a certain amount though?
no, this came in after the meeting.
Oh, okay.
This has been between the two meetings. We didn't approve, just like, we had, I mean, this is an emergency that we had to move.
Right.
So, and we approved it in the claim docket, so there's nothing here to approve. It just goes down, it goes to her. That's just giving you the total. I also have one here for Best Way. Didn't we approve that last time? Is all you need signatures?
I think that was just in the meeting folder.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
approved, that's approved.
That
and
might
done.
be the old one or whatever.
Do you need it signed?
I don't think so. I think that we're like on year 3 of that contract right now.
No,
Okay, it was
that's,
just in the
this
book.
is the new one.
Oh, okay.
I
so
thought
does it
that
need
was-
to be
that's- I thought
signed?
that
Yeah,
was
so
a week.
you need to sign it, I think.
Yes.
You weren't here when we approved it.
Then I can't sign it. It goes that way. You guys did it, so he did it as the VP.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I just.
No, that's right. No, I wasn't. I was out of town.
That's all. It just needs a
It's the year
president's signature.
exactly, the exact, yeah. Throw that down to her. All right. All right, other business.
Wait, so are you making a motion to approve the repairs to the building?
We did it in
That
claim
invoice?
docket, did we not?
No, that was just the mitigation. This is a quote to actually like
So we did the
repair.
21,
So you
Send that
guys,
back.
what
We
you
need to-
just approved was 24,1905 on the claim docket to pay, because that work's been done. But this here is the actual quote itself to like put the ceiling tiles back, replace like the trim board that they had to take out while they did it.
and that's
So-
the bottom, that's
Yeah,
the
so
20,
we paid them to stop it, now we need to pay them to fix it.
okay, so it's the bottom
This is
number.
the piece that needs
Yeah,
to be
so
approved.
214681.
The middle is what needs to be approved.
Okay, mitigation, okay, for the final repairs, so we do need for Hayes and Son to continue to work to do the repairs, it's $2,146.81.
I move.
I'll second.
First and a second, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Approved?
So, because I know you guys haven't been able to see it, essentially what they're repairing is the drywall and ceiling and flooring in the building that was damaged. on the first and second floor where the water was running down through the ceiling, along with insulation on the ductwork there. And I think we will have another one coming in regarding the sewer line, correct?
I think there'll be another quote coming in for that, right? Because BW was out here today.
Yeah.
And they brought their guy out to look at it. And then we had John Brown come out, and he's the one who originally scoped it. And then we, just to get one more opinion, I was gonna reach out to like Summers or someplace like that and have them, take a look at it and tell us. So we have two opinions plus the builder, basically, on what needs to be done.
So unless the builder changes their opinion, the issue with the sewer smell of the building is that there is a negative slope in the drain
Right.
for like the first 4 feet out of the building. And that's not the way it's supposed to be.
So is the builder saying they're gonna cover
The
that?
builder's saying that it's fine.
The builder's saying there's no problem.
but they were-
It's built to spec.
Out here today, and we haven't gotten an email from Bill. So that, their opinion may have changed. But this would be like the third time they've scoped it.
All right, do you want to move on? And then we got one left. We've got the financial analysis. You want to go into that? You want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I think we talked, I believe, I've talked to Steve, I've talked to Brandy, I've talked with Adam, you have talked with Tom. We have been all curious of where the situation town-wise, where we're at with the budget and question and deal. I've done this several times with the county, Baker Tilly to come in, look at all of our financial records, what has happened over the last 3 or 4 years. And then also a plan moving forward for the next 5 years going out. This also has to deal with SB1, losing property tax revenue, going to low tax, where we're gonna have shortfalls. And we don't have a model. I don't know of anybody else, if you all have any information different than what we have. We're dealing with it the same way at the county. So we're not the only one doing this. We have a quote here from Baker Tilly you got in front of you. It's 2 of them. One's the scope of work. The other's the actual engagement letter. This is a financial scope to cover, as you see on the second page, appendix is what, it's not the engagement letter, but it shows you the scope of work, all of the comprehensive financial plan, all of what they are going through. If you look in the second paragraph, it also tells you the model that we're gonna come up with, the long-term financial plan, details regarding assumptions, both on the revenue and expenditures going forward, estimates. It will also come up with revenues for all sources, the expenditures, the cash reserves, fund balances, outstanding debt, capital improvements, of funding sources, tax base, population, capital improvement plan. This is a engagement for Baker Tilly is not to exceed 25,000. That doesn't mean it will be 25,000. We are participants in this as far as the staff and everything. We, as a board, have to have conversations with them over the concerns we have in the areas that each of you are responsible for, and then the clerk's office as far as getting information and data over for them to announce. The easier and quicker we do this, the less expensive it'll be. So this is on the table for discussion.
I think, we've been given the information as to what we can expect as far as a loss of revenue. But we're going to need help, and I'd say this is professional help on how do we react to not only the loss of revenue, but how do we stand currently? Are we healthy? Do we need additional? How do we stand compared to our peers, right? Along with, in my opinion, how do we long-term react to a future where our revenue is going to be going down as opposed to up?
I agree. No, and just for an instance, and I'm not saying it'll happen here. I have done that, like I said, twice, I think, with the county. We found a little bit the first time, second time, I think we found $600,000 that was just forgot about. I mean, it was taken in, but it was in the account, it wasn't there. I mean, no one stole it, the money was there, but just they forgot it was there, and we needed trucks for the highway department. I don't, you probably remember that, Brett, and they got almost a whole fleet of them, but there was just extra money. It's because we just get going and we forget about certain things, or our lines moved, or
Right.
one digit over another. I think it's very appropriate that we go through it, so.
Well, I personally think good, bad, or indifference, we need to know exactly where we stand today and then apply again the loss of revenue that we're gonna see over the next couple of years. And figure out, do we need to reallocate, where do we need to budget, and what are we gonna do about it? So I fully agree that this is a good thing.
That's our fiduciary responsibility, I think, for the community. I agree. In the future.
Right.
I think, well, that's no brainer.
Then I would entertain a motion.
I will do the motion to not have Baker Tilly do the analysis for us to not exceed $25,000.
I second that.
I've got a first and a second. I guess
Sorry,
Steve
this on that?
Oh, I did.
Steve was, okay.
Can I, are we to discussion?
yes, we go.
I would make the recommendation that we should approach the redevelopment commission to ask for assistance in funding the analysis, at least partially.
Why not ask?
I'm just throwing it out. Whether
I love how you throw it up there.
sometimes I swing big.
You swung.
Take that extra risk.
I mean, it doesn't matter, we're splitting here, so you're going to the deal. You see what I'm looking at going over here. Why don't we, you said split, why don't we ask the redevelopment commission to split it with the town and do a 50-50 split? That work?
Yep.
That leaves that we can take the town portion out of the edit fund, and we can go to the redevelopment commission for the second half,
Yeah,
for 12.5 for both of them.
in behalf, so if it's less than that, then
I would ask you to
So you want me to amend? Okay.
amend it to that, if you would, please.
So the motion is to have Baker Tilly do the comprehensive financial plan for us not to exceed $25,000, asking for the town to pay half of it out of the edit fund, $12,500, and the other half will ask for the redevelopment commission committee to pay $12,500.
I'll second that.
Been properly first and second. Any further discussion? Nothing else to throw out there?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Approved.
Good.
All right, I'll get that.
I think that's wise.
Trina, if I sign up for these, can you get these back, or emailed over to Baker Tilly?
Yeah.
Tomorrow for me, please.
First looks like I might want to get it right. You didn't change that. Correct.
I have nothing else on the agenda. Does any board member have anything else to bring forward today? Seeing none. Anybody in the audience? Yes, sir.
Back to the building, when it rains, my office still smells like dirty feet.
Even after they cleaned the drain pan and said that that's what it was.
And you don't like
Completely different smell than the sewer.
You should ask that.
that. And you don't like that smell?
No, I do not.
Oh. You weren't gonna make a candle scent?
I had to look down and make sure my shoes were on. They were on.
Gotcha.
Just as general information, we are working on that right now with the attorney. I've talked with Adam extensively. I've talked with the chief. We were upstairs when this all went down. We had a very lengthy discussion. Started to see with the attorney, we need to follow up and sit down. This is not going to be a quick fix. This is going to be a long process, and I'm not sure how the board, I don't know how to advise the board to proceed at this point until I get all the information back from the attorney. This is something that'll probably be an executive session to discuss first, because this will make an obligation on the town, because this is not going to be an easy fix. All right, I mean, it's just not, I'm being honest with you straight up. I don't want you to smell stinky pee, I wouldn't wanna deal with it either, but I'm just being honest, that this is gonna take some time, once we get everything put in place, okay? Seeing that, yes, ma'am.
I want to have a town slogan. And I've been working on a couple of things. Can I send that to you guys? Would you entertain upgrading or changing our logo and having like a town slogan and some just updates to what we have?
Give us a presentation,
Yeah,
send us
I like
something,
that.
give us something to start chewing on.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not objecting to that. A lot of towns have a small town slogan or something that goes with the town up for whatever reason. If you've got something, bring it
It's
to
a
the
little
board.
identity.
We'll take a look at it.
Okay.
All
I've
right,
been working on a couple of things, so if you guys are good with it, then I'll send you a few emails over the next couple of weeks.
that'll work.
And, I'd like to just update us a little bit.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Seeing no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor? We are adjourned.
Yeah, out before eight,
Before
7:45. Yes.
Sabrina?
I want you to turn that off.
Hey, you gotta push hard on